Join me right now on Kumite TV. It's Hex Fight Series welterweight prospect Matt Myers. What's going on, Matt?
Hey mate, how are you?
Good, man. Let's talk about your background, man. I know you are training at Adrenaline MMA, but is that where you started?
That is, yeah, that's where I started. So I started all martial arts and all training, so straight out of there, strictly out of that.
Then take me back, man, to the first day you stepped foot into Adrenaline, and what got you hooked.
Probably mostly the contact side of things. Like I really enjoyed the physicality of kickboxing. I think that was like my first class. Really enjoyed that. Um, I don't know, just got my ass kicked. Really, just got beat up, and I really loved it from then on.
Did you start as just a regular customer, just a guy that's going in there to get in shape?
Yep, yep. Just I think I was 18 or just about to turn 18. So a young kid who had no martial art experience, nothing really, and just wanted something to do. Was kind of just bored and lost a little bit. So yeah, came around the right time in my life.
How long before you decided, like, hey, I'm gonna start fighting, I'm gonna take this seriously and train harder and harder and take a fight?
Maybe 6 months. 6 months into training, I was like, okay. At Adrenaline, we have like a novice series, so it's like an interclub kind of thing that we run. And one of those had come up, and well, obviously with the permission of my coach, he let me jump in and let me fight in that. So maybe about 6 months into training, I wanted to jump in, have a go.
Then what got you hooked? Like, was it the what was it? What was like the feeling, that was like, hey man, I gotta keep doing this. I like to punch people in the face.
Oh, the rush! Honestly, the rush of adrenaline when you fight is it's nothing. There's nothing that compares to it. There's a million amazing feelings out there in the world, and there's a million things you can do that make you feel amazing. I don't think anything compares to hearing that click, when the cage door locks, you hear that click, ref looks at you and says, "You ready, you ready?" Nothing compares to that. And obviously, the feeling of winning is just a bonus. Like that glory and the rush at the end is a bonus. But win or lose, like that rush of fighting is the most amazing feeling in the world.
After a couple amateur fights, I saw that you made your pro debut last
Mhm.
year in October. You got a
Yeah.
unanimous decision win over James McBride. Take me back to that fight, and did you have cage jitters? Did you have the nervousness that, most people have when they're making their pro debut?
Massively, massively. Not as much. It wasn't as much nerves as it was just feeling like I really had to win. It was my pro debut, and obviously Hex Fight Series being such a big show here in Melbourne, um, I'd come up as an amateur going to all the Hex Fight Series shows, training with Aiden Aguilera and Jordan Cameron and Kieran Daly and Joey Karami. I'd gone to all those shows and watched all of them, and it was a bit of a big deal for me, Hex. So to make my debut on Hex was definitely kind of, I got sucked into the moment. Easier to say, yeah. I really got caught up in the moment, and yeah, I was definitely a little bit like, whoa, far out, I'm actually here. It's Hex.
What moment in the fight did like it click for you? Like, okay, I got to get over this moment. I gotta fight now. I gotta win this fight.
Probably after the first round, I went back to the corner and yeah, just had a bit of a look around, and I was like, whoa, I'm here. Like I'm fighting on Hex. Um, and that sort of brought my head back into the fight. I think everyone needs that though. You have a bit of a first round where you got to clear your head a little bit. But it was definitely after the first round. I went back, sat down in my corner, and I realized, okay, I'm actually in a fight. Like got to fight now.
After 3 rounds, you get the decision win. What was it like getting that victory for your team?
It was really good. It was cool to sort of get that experience in. Um, it was actually quite a good night, because my teammate Aiden came on, and I think he finished the guy in the first round. So my debut fight, and Aiden with a really, really impressive finish. So it was a really, really good night for Adrenaline, like a great night for the team.
It's been almost a year now since that
Mm.
fight. Like, what have you been doing?
Just training and helping the boys get ready for fights. I've had a few little things come up in my life since then, so struggling to get matches and Hex Fight Series getting moved and a few little things like that that sort of stopped me from fighting. Um, I've been training my butt off, my butt off. You know, trying to work hard and get better every day and improving my weaknesses and hopefully it'll come to fruition 6th of September.
It seems like you and Aiden are in camp together. Oh, it doesn't seem like it. You guys are in camp together, getting ready for these fights. How long have you known about this fight? I think this your opponent changed, right?
Yeah. I had an opponent change. I think it was after the Hex had been moved, so it was meant to be July 27th, and it got moved over September 6th. So my opponent couldn't fight those dates. I think he'd taken time off for work and all that. And so I got a new opponent. Um, yeah, really, really
Well,
good opponent. Like I'm really, really happy with the opponent change for the better.
yeah, usually when you do get an opponent change, it's not an opponent that's a bigger name, but
Yeah.
it works out for you in this one because you get to face Hoshi Friedrich. Now, Hoshi is a name that's been around for a while. He has a lot of fights. What are your thoughts on him and his fighting style?
I think he's really, really game. He's experienced. He's really, really skillful, and I respect him as a fighter. Like I'm really excited to go out there and beat Hoshi and prove to myself that I'm and everyone else that I'm better than him. I believe I'm better than him, but I have to go out there, September 6th and actually prove it. But I'm really, really excited. It's going to be a good challenge, really, really good scalp, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. September 6th.
I think a lot of people in the scene, they see this matchup on paper and they're like, "Oh, this guy, he's a massive underdog."
Yeah,
In this fight coming up. And do you kind of like being the underdog? Do you feel that role is fitting for you?
yeah, I like it. I do like it. I do. I enjoy being the underdog. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like there's all the pressure's on him, because he is way more experienced. He's fought a lot of good guys and he's beat a lot of good guys. So I'm just this. I'm just 1-0. I've only had one pro fight, so I'm just looking to go out there and make a name for myself and beat Hoshi.
Do you feel less pressure compared to your pro debut because of this, like, I guess this build up to this fight?
Not because of the build up, but just because I think it was my first pro fight. So like I've felt backstage at Hex now. I've done the weigh-ins. I've done all that before, so I know what it feels like, and I'm a tiny little bit more experienced in that situation. So yeah, definitely less pressure than that. And now I can just go out there and actually enjoy fighting and do what I love doing and go and win.
When you envision this fight, at night you lay your head down, you close your eyes, you're thinking about the fight. How do you see this fight playing out? Do you see a knockout? Do you see a submission? Do you see a 3-round war? What do you see?
I can definitely see it being a three-rounder. I can definitely see it being a bit of a war. I know that he's inclined to bite down and swing sometimes, and I think we're both quite durable, so I can see it going that way. But you never know. Like it's a fight. You literally have no clue what's going to happen. So for me, I've just been getting myself ready for every scenario possible. If we hit the ground, we keep standing. He might want to wrestle. So yeah, you never really know what's going to happen. And I think just being prepared for anything is the best preparation.
What is the plan for you for the rest of the year? I know you're focused on this fight, but do you have anything lined up, in the coming months?
Yeah, nothing. No, I've got nothing lined up, but I'm gonna keep my weight down after this fight and keep training and win or lose, I'll keep training and keep getting ready for whatever comes up next because I've sort of missed out a little bit in the last year. So I want to get back on the horse and keep fighting and get a lot more fights under my belt.
All right, man. Well, you're back in action September 6th, Hex Fight Series 19, Melbourne, Australia. Thank you, Matt, for the time, and good luck on the fight in your future, man.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, man.